Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday to you all. Hope you've had a lovely week, or the first full week officially of August, and supposedly the last month of winter, on the basis that spring doesn't get delayed, eh? Welcome to a round 22 preview of Richmond versus St Kilda at the MCG this Saturday, 9th August at 1:20 PM at the MCG. It's a Richmond home game, so it means I won't be going because, well, I could get in with my MCC access, but with my St Kilda membership I can't get in because it's a home game only. Big game in our captain's 200th game, Jack Still, who's been a very prolific leader and player. Before I dive deep into the preview, I would like to first acknowledge my sponsor. On the top right corner you can see a banner called Sai Shri Foods. They are an Indian manufacturing firm that produces things like dough to make Indian steamed pancakes and fried pancakes, as well as some sweetened and salted cold beverages and some wonderful yogurt. So if you're ever interested, please do find out more about them on the internet or get in touch with them. They're based in Dandenong. They also have branches around Australia and the world. So Sai Shri Foods they are. So thank you for being my sponsor for this channel. On the left hand side you'll see a banner, which is our academic tutoring school founded by my wife and I, called the Roki School of Excellence. This is prominently an academic and a music tutoring school. Academic wise, we tutor individually and in group, years 5 to 12 mathematics of all levels, in between years 5 to 12. And with music, we teach the South Indian classical drums, jazz drums, and octopad, which is an electronic percussion instrument where you can play multiple sounds. So if you have a child, or if you know anyone whose children, or your friends, or anyone for that matter who's interested, please kindly ask them to get in touch with me, and we'll be happy to help with the enrolments. Okay. Now, and enrolments are open throughout. Over to the game. So first time in a while this season, the Saints have won 2 in a row. Be it convincing or not, they've won 2 in a row. And now they're up. They have a chance to win 3 in a row against Richmond, and one of the youngest sides in the competition, who have somewhat been more competitive this year, but lately have dropped off. They have got back some experience this week, and I tell you what, every time we play a team in St Kilda, it's always our fate. We ensure that when we play a team, that the team ideally regains their key players back in time after injuries or suspensions. So they've got back Tim Taranto, Richmond, Tom Lynch, and Nathan Broad. So they're good ins, very experienced players. They've got a few premiership players from their dominant era, but most of their players are youthful, but very exciting to watch. So they can be very competitive whilst results haven't gone their way. So if you're not up for it from the start, then they can get it on their terms. Adam Uze has got them to be competitive. He's sold the vision to the football club and the wider audience that we're heavily rebuilding, and we're looking forward to turning this around. But in the meantime, the hope we can give you is to see some competitive performances, and that's what they've been doing lately. I mean, not lately, but throughout the year, with the exception of the last few weeks. But they'll be firing. They'll be keen to come back and get on the front foot straight away. And one thing with St Kilda, they won 2 in a row, but they've been chasing, especially that Melbourne game. They chased, they escaped, they did well deserved. Against North Melbourne, their start, not the best, but they kicked away and held on. Okay, so St Kilda, there's one thing to get right: get their starts right, come out of the blocks. I'm not saying thrash Richmond, but start well and get them concerned. Okay, because our starts have not been great lately, and you might get away with it, but you might not always get away with it either. So we have to look after that latter part where you might not escape it. Okay, so start well, get them on the front foot, and make them worried. Okay, play to our strengths and don't play into their hands. Okay, that's the key to this. Jack Still's 200 on Jack Still, been a great pickup in 2017 from the GWS Giants, been a great leader. He reminds me of Nick Riewoldt in the sense, as I mentioned in one of my earlier videos, he has carried the mantle of this club on his shoulders, literally. He came into the club when they were pushing towards finals, and he came under various coaches. At the time, Alan Richardson was a coach. He played under Brett Ratton and now under Ross Lyon. So he has experienced different phases of this club. Like when he came at the time, St Kilda were pushing for finals, and then now he's going through the phase where he's helping the youth along with other senior players like Wilkie, Sinclair, Marshall, to name a few. So kudos to him, really resilient. Not a very vocal guy, but leads by example with his performance, and Really, he doesn't take anything lying down. Really gives it his all. And look, I know his last 2 years have not been what he was in All-Australian, when he was an All-Australian in 2021, 2022, something around that. But he never gives up. Okay, it's great to see him, and I always have my regards for him as a person and as a player. Okay, like I said, if people want to question his performance, there are so many midfielders out there who can also be questioned. Okay, so look, and I look forward to him getting back that form. He's a great person. I've met him at training. Seems to be a good bloke, and just goes about his work. Doesn't worry about the outside noise. So really, look forward to the boys digging in and get the win for him. Got to start well for that, and I like the inclusions of St Kilda too. As much as Richmond have got some players back, St Kilda have got Darcy Wilson back from the VFL, found some form, and the big Poe, Matthias Filippo, okay, and Liam Henry. So good to see them back, good ins, and I'm not surprised Filippo's come in. He's recovered, but he's going to be taking Mitch Owen's spot for the rest of the season with 3 games to go. Unfortunately, for those that don't know, Mitch Owen suffered a bit of an injury last week, so I think it's a hamstring or something. He's out for the year, so we'll see him next year. Unfortunate, because he's been very promising yet again this year, Mitchie. But what comes with injuries comes opportunities, and here's Filippo's opportunity to go forward and help out the forward line with Sharman, Max Hall, Mason Wood, Jack Higgins, Max Heath, the Moose. So it's really exciting, and I think it's a very, very well-balanced side, and I like that we've got more youth. I thought the youth last week was really good. Hugh Boxall did some good things. Good to see him in the middle. Taru does what Taru always does. He's so exciting. When you think you can't get near the ball, he just finds a way. He'll ensure that he'll try to mark it. If he can't, he'll spoil it. So if you think you're going to comfortably mark it always on him, good luck, because he might have not played 50 games yet, guys, but he's not phased. You can't believe he's only played a handful of games. He doesn't act like that. Of course, he has made some errors here and there, but after all, he's a first-year player, for goodness sake. So, really excited. I just love seeing him. Such an exciting prospect. And the chant there last week, they were going, Taru, Taru, in aisle 29 at Marvel was surreal. So, looking forward to seeing that on TV, or hear it on the TV this weekend. And I think with Tom Lynch going forward, probably as their only option. Everybody else is pretty young and stuff. So, I think with the backs we've got, Wilkie will be well helped by Taru. Then he'll be helping with, Liam Stocker, Naz Wanganeen, Malera, Jack Sinclair. So that's pretty good. No Dougal Howard still yet, but those backs should be enough to take care of it. And Caminiti, most importantly. Okay, so their height, both ends, is pretty good, with Max Heath cementing his spot in the tall forward and the back. So we're pretty good up for height. And I think in the middle it's pretty good. It'll be a good battle with Taranto, Jacob Hopper, against guys like McRae, Still, Boxall. So that's a really exciting one to watch. And got to start well in the middle. Okay, Nankervis is pretty good. Still not lost the plot. So him against Marshall, it starts there. There's no doubt about that. And just make first use. Okay, just come out of the blocks. Show that we're keen to get some momentum with our performance heading into the end of the season and build in for next year. As I said, and I'll say it again, we've got some big names coming up, or acquisitions in the off season. Got to create winning form. I'm not worried about draft picks anymore. It really doesn't matter. If you think draft picks is the way to go, look at teams like North and all, who have been going for drafts but still sitting in the bottom. So we want to have a winning culture, keep going, let Nas continue playing its good game, and Win Hager, all these guys, start well. And what I think an area that we can get Richmond, to be honest, is they're very good with spread. Okay, they're very good with spread. They're very good with tackles. They're good with pressure. So yeah, don't take it lightly on that. So just don't limit their entries into the 50. And make it hard. Make it hard work for them, because here's a chance. Okay, so turn up, treat it like it's a team you can't take lightly, even though they're rebuilding, because they have upset some teams this year too when you don't expect it to. And Adam Muse is very keen for that to happen again. So start well. I think where we can get them is on the run, spread, getting players behind the plate, or the Ross Line style footy. Our Saints footy, or the Saints brand way of playing, which is putting pressure, tackling, not letting them, move the ball easily, would be very important. Okay, so start well, and hopefully they get the 4 points and just get into some momentum, because Richmond have been belted lately. Next week, St Kilda have Essendon, which is a home game for Essendon and an away game for St Kilda. They've also been been put to the sword, and they've been hammered with injuries. So here's a chance to show that, hey, we are the team with more strengths, but we can beat you guys, and to have to make it count on the field. Okay, so I'll leave it there, guys. And my next video will be a review talking about the game. Looking forward to doing so, and hopefully the Saints have a good win and do it for Steely. Please think about your captain. He's been such a good leader, has led them through different phases in his journey, and yeah, can't wait. Take care. Have a lovely weekend. I'll speak to you in the next video. Take care and have a lovely weekend. Bye bye.